Hey, it's me. There's a larger movement at work here. Earth is slowly becoming a place of more unity, more harmony, more light. That shift can't be handed to us from the outside. It happens when people change inside. Real change comes through honest inner work. We face ourselves, clean up what is tangled, and reconnect with deeper layers of reality that we couldn't feel before. As this change unfolds, some of us will grow into it, and some will not. Those who refuse the growth will keep recreating worlds that match the old state. But the change has already started in many, many people. As more of us do the work, the momentum grows. A sincere path can speed this up. What might take many lifetimes can move inside a single life when we truly show up. I've seen people shift so deeply that they feel reborn while still here. So I want to focus on one key part of this shift. Our deepest prison is the split mind that sees everything as either or. From that split comes fear, pain, and the systems we build to match it. The hardest task is to question what looks obvious, the belief that reality is only divided pairs that fight each other. It seems like we were dropped into a fixed world with hard rules that our mind can't touch. On one level, we do have to meet life as it is. Even when your awareness opens, the collective field still shapes much of the scene. So there's a time when you live kind of in two layers. You accept the world as you found it, and at the same time, you begin to sense another layer through the fog. Many of you know this higher vision in your mind. Fewer have tasted it in your body. In that taste, you know there is only good at the core, that life continues, that peace and meaning are real, and that fear has no ground. You see that you're part of creating your conditions, and that doesn't crush you, it frees you. Now, there's a common trap here. If you have a vague sense of the higher state and use it to deny the world you are in, you end up acting like a child who wants power without growth. You try to skip steps, avoid the pain that can teach you, and you get more tangled than if you had stayed honest with the conditions in front of you. When you fully meet your limits and work with them with truth and courage, your inner growth continues in a clean way. Then your mind can start to see what was hidden before. And this takes steady self-work. As you do the work, things change. Your outlook, your intent, your feelings, even your sense of reality. Think of times when you felt sure you were the victim and someone else was the problem. You could find proof everywhere. The more certain you were, the more proof you saw. And that loop is strong. It bends your vision to match your belief. When you soften your grip and allow a new angle, you start to see your part. Sometimes you even find a quiet wish inside that kept the problem going. Seeing this doesn't turn you into the only one at fault. It shows how you and the other shaped the dance together. New doors open. You notice sides of yourself and the other that you couldn't see before. Under the old split of good versus bad, you start to feel a stronger truth where life itself is good in a living, moving way. This is how human vision grows. The first view was not a lie. It was just missing pieces. Without the missing parts, the picture was twisted. Many levels of reality can be true about the same event. Knowing this slows quick judgment and invites a search for a wider view. The same is true for nature and the laws you think rule it. At first, you see the surface and what looks most obvious. As you grow, your sense of creation widens. You notice connections that were always there, and now they're as clear as your old view once felt. The split view looks like a solid fact. In that lens, life ends, darkness shadows light, sickness stands by health. On the surface, this is true. Yet a deeper reality waits under the pairs. Living only on the surface brings strain. Every soul longs for the deeper layer, even if the person doesn't know that is what they want. That longing exists because waking into this other state is possible for each of us. So how do we reach it? Well, not by force of will, debate, or special techniques alone. The shift happens through personal purification that starts with ordinary life. How you show up at work, at home, in your tasks, with the people around you. All of it shows your subtle spiritual stance. If you call daily life unspiritual and skip it, you split yourself again and float off into ideas that are not grounded. This path is practical because spirit runs through matter. Your actions reveal your inner state. To move toward a mind that is not trapped in either or, first, you need to see how painful the split actually is. Many of us are so used to it that we don't feel the pain. When we strain hard toward what we like and away from what we fear, the strain itself hurts and creates anxiety. You can't remove that strain by pretending you are past it. You remove it by doing the steady work of cleaning up your inner world. Even if you're not ready to focus on this phase, hearing it now can help aim your steps. If straining deepens the split, then the strain must soften. Yet how can I say, don't want health over illness, life over death, joy over pain? Of course you want these things. The first opening is more subtle. Watch what happens in you when things go well and when they don't. When life is sweet, you may feel faith and closeness with God, and you sense order in the world. But when loss comes, that faith often drops. Notice that swing. What triggers doubt? Often it's tied to whether a desired outcome shows up. A person rooted in Christ doesn't swing with the weather in this way. Pain and pleasure don't rule the inner link. In that sense, they become one. Some paths aim for this by turning away from the joys of life. Yeah, there's value in learning to let go, but if you deny what is sweet, you simply create a new split. Others teach only striving and effort. That has value too. Yet if you only push, you stir the waters and lose the quiet you seek. The truth holds both. There's time to strive and a time to be still. We learn which is which by listening closely. You can't force yourself to feel the same about pain and pleasure. It's natural to prefer one over the other. So just begin by watching your reactions with care. Under fear of pain and death, there's often anger and bitterness. Not necessarily toward one person, but toward life itself. When these feelings are hidden, they tighten the whole system and actually increase pain. Healing asks for deep relaxation of body, mind, and feeling. It asks for contact with the living current that runs through all things. If you're defended against pain or against your own anger about life and death, you stay tense and block that current. Bringing these hidden reactions to light is not madness, it's actually sanity. It lets the charge move and settle. Once you face these feelings, something begins to change. Slowly, with stops and starts, you want life not because you fear losing it, but because you sense there is no real loss. You start to know that leaving the body is a passage, not an end. You value your time here as a chance to bring more of the real life into this level, to let spirit touch matter through your choices. The same shift touches pain. If you believe pain is the final word, you will be angry when it comes. That anger can stretch pain out. Pain can also become medicine. It can point you to hidden resistance so you can meet it. When you relax into truth, the body and soul can receive help from the current that is always there. This quiet grows into a steadier state. It doesn't mean you reject earthly joy or rush towards suffering. It means fear loosens its grip. The glimpses of reality come more often because you're honest about your swings between desire and fear. You observe without making these swings your identity. And over time, a new steadiness enters. The mind begins to taste unity. As you walk, you may notice a strange pattern. You think you fear only one end of a spectrum, yet part of you fears both life and death, success and failure, pleasure and pain. Seeing the fear on both ends softens the strain. Then you face a simple question of the heart. Will you look at life with a choice toward trust? Or will you keep seeking fragments that prove only chaos? Sit with this question as long as you need. Real answers will rise from within. When you can hold the wider view, even in discomfort, when you can sense that God is right, even as you face the unknown, the frantic struggle begins to ease. The drive to run from one thing and chase another settles. Don't confuse this with giving up or going numb. There's a healthy effort that helps you clear the mind's maze, and there's also a restless struggle that keeps the waters churned. Wisdom is learning which is which. Keep doing the work and allow the work to do you. There is a time to act and a time to be still. If you feel into this, you'll touch a peace beyond fear. You'll know that what is truly good is present now. What you fear has no lasting power, even when you're in the middle of it. In that quiet, you can be still and know God. You will feel God in all of it, in what you welcome and what you resist. Both can serve the deeper good that your soul already knows. This is only a sketch of the road ahead. Even a faint sense of it can help, I think. You already live and move and have your being in Christ. The more you remember that, the lighter the path becomes. Love you. Connect soon.